Yo, what's good? This is Casey for L King Self for Life Wrestling Takes, and you're now watching Casey for L Wrestling Takes Show. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy KCFL King Self for Life Wrestling Takes, here to give you my honest take about what we just witnessed 8 minutes ago on this edition of AEW Dynamite, July 26, 2003. Who carried the show again for the, I don't know how many times, MJF and Adam Cole. I mean, it's story progression. We actually got one matchup that's already been instated because what the man said in the promo. I don't know if people picked up what he said. He said, I'll give it to you. He's going to give it to him. So our first matchup for All In has already been set, regardless of what happens this coming Saturday on Collision. Outside of that, and Chris Jericho stuff going on. Ladies and gentlemen, Swerve and Darby. Best match on the freaking show. Swerve and Darby, which to me should have been the main event. Not this cluster heck triple threat tag team. Wrestling for what? You see, let me tell y'all something. First SmackDown was garbage. And then Monday Night Raw was skippable. And now we come to Dynamite. And I'm sitting up and saying, okay, this is the beginning of the all-in build-up. You should be going hard in the paint. Tony Khan goes right back to being just like Dak Prescott. Middle to the road quarterback. I respect the mess out of Dak Prescott, but just middle to the road. Inconsistent. TK comes through with nothing but mid tonight. I mean, already opening the show with this piece of crap right here. I'm like, dog, bro, you give your haters ammo. You give your haters ammo to go off on you when you do this on a regular basis. If it's not building to nothing, what is it on the show for? I told y'all, I like wrestling. I love wrestling. I'm a wrestling head. I like seeing wrestling. I like seeing catch wrestle. But my number one thing is story progression and character development. If it's not leading to a pay-per-view matchup, you can keep it. You can honestly keep it. I don't give a care what wrestling promotion I'm talking about. Mid. Tony Khan, why? Why do you do this idiotic crap? It's so stupid. 1 week, you're doing excellent. And then the next week, you come right back to being middle of the road TK. Middle of the road Tony Khan. Middle of the road. An average decent booker. Not booker of the year as these AEW shields post all day long on Twitter. Because that's all those circus clowns do. They don't know what else to do but say that Tony Khan's the booker of the year. No. When you book idiotic foolishness that we got tonight, that's just no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm like, bro, you should be getting fans excited. It should not be two cats right here carrying your whole show. It shouldn't be like that. It should, you know what, take that back. It shouldn't be these two and these two. It should not be them, because Jericho's not up here right now. So if Jericho was up here, I would have put Jericho up there. I would have said 5. 5 men carried your show tonight, while the rest of these circus clowns did absolutely nothing. Nothing. Even with the women. And get this. Somebody had a sign, please book the women better, and got it on camera. I hope TK and them seen that in the back. I hope he said, yeah, we're going to do it. Because, like I said, listen, man. Impact right now has the best women's division going, and can't nobody tell me now. I only watch Impact like that, and I can tell you right now, from what I've seen, Impact has the best women's division going, hands down. No question. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. No story progression. None whatsoever. Nothing. Just let me get a win on here. Let me do this. This is the only matchup that has story progression because it's a built-in feud. Outside this stuff, I mean, yeah, Cass was fighting on Ring of Honor, but I'm like, bro, what is this gonna lead to something going into All In or something? It's not. This is just TK being on board job, because he gotta have this clown on the show. He gotta have this clown on the show. I'm like, I'm over it, man. And my boys Trent and Chucky T just getting done bogus left and right. They should have a serious gripe with this guy. Listen, we got a lot of stuff to discuss. I gotta go over everything. Like I say, 75% of this show could have just been. You could have just threw this in the trash. Honestly, I'm being 100%. I tell y'all all the time. Y'all, like I said, I don't want none of these fools in the IWC to get me or to assume that I'm an AEW shield because I ride more so with AEW. No, I keeps it 100% factual when it's concerning this company, because they continue to do idiotic, buffoonish booking that just makes you scratch your head. Then they come out of nowhere and give you something that makes absolutely sense and makes sense. And then you be like, what the heck are we doing? Let's go. Let's break down this Clown Man show. All right, anyway. So we open up coming in live from the MVP Arena, which is right there in Albany, New York. Fans are crazy, so I'll give them props. They didn't make noise. And we opened up the show. They gave us a little promo about why AR Fox and Orange Cassidy is wrestling. You had Darby trying to cut a promo about why AR Fox is such a great human being and he took him in and he deserves this. So obviously they was kind of teasing what was finna transpire. Ladies and gentlemen, I tell y'all every day, because Tony Khan's factualization, his love affair, his I can't do anything without this clown named Orange Cassidy, he has to continually open the show with Orange Cassidy. And it just, for me, I'm tuning these matches out now. And it's unfortunate because AR Fox is a fantastic wrestler, but I already knew that this was a waste of time. This was a completely waste of time. I said, I'm so doggone over this AEW International Championship run in OC. I need OC to take a long man break and get the heck out of him, get off my TV. Because that's the point. That's where he's getting to. Listen, he has a great gimmick and he's a great wrestler. But the over pushing, over exposure, that's where I'm starting to become with the with Judgment Day. I like every member of Judgment Day, but because I feel they're being overexposed. It's like we're getting way too much of them. I wish they wouldn't push them as much as they are, and it makes me not want to see them. Even though they're doing a great job, but I think because of all the stuff that they constantly keep doing, they keep pushing them. Now they're overexposed. This is the same exact thing with this circus clown right here. Overexposure, and you don't want to see him no more. I don't want to see OC no more. I want OC to take a long man break, disappear, and then when he gone, then when he come back, I say, okay, now we can say freshly squeezed, welcome back. But no, TK couldn't help himself. So guess what? You know what you're going to get. You're going to get the spot fest. You're going to get kicks. You're going to get submission modes. You're going to get goofiness and all of this and everything. And I was like, man, I was so tuned out. And I say, this is not how you want to open your show. I don't give a care if the kids are in the audience dressing up like them, doing the half thumb. I don't give a rat's behind. Overexposure is what's killing my vibe for Orange Cassidy. It's destroying my vibe. I am an Orange Cassidy fan, but this overexposure, it makes me not want to see his matches. And salute to my main ace, Mr. Mel over there. He said he don't even waste his time watching these matches. He said that man on TV, he wait till that match is done, and then he come up in there. And I don't blame him. I might start getting like that, but because I cover this show, I can't. And TK continues to do the same idiotic booking. He got to open his freaking show with this circus clown named Orange Cassidy. And it's just getting on my freaking nerve. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of this. This is not how you get people hyped for a freaking pay-per-view that's in 4 weeks. This is not how you do Tony Khan. I don't give a care what. It's not it. It ain't it, man. It's not it. Don't give a care what nobody got to say. I don't care if an Orange Cassidy fan come in my comment section telling me I'm on bull jive. No. Overexposure is what kills a fan's vibe on a certain wrestler. I don't care what promotion they are. Overexposure kills the vibe automatically. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is what continually happens when you have a nut named Tony Khan who gets off to oversee being out there. AR Fox lost. I mean, y'all know who's gonna lose. So guess what? Guess what TK and them decides to do? AR Fox looked like he dapped up with the man. He gave him his sunglasses to put the sunglasses on. Then AR Fox crushes Orange Cassidy's glasses. Like, look at him. Next thing you know, AR Fox turns heel. Well, ladies and gentlemen, another Negro has turned into a heel. Now, how do I feel about this? If this is a character change for AR Fox and he's aligning himself with the Mogul Embassy, which is Swerve and Prince Nana and them, I guess we see where this goes. But at the end of the day, I just listen, man. This is the type of matchup that you can have in the middle of the show. You don't have to open up with this. I get what TK's trying to do, but it's so. AR turned heel. Darby came out there, and Darby was like, "What the heck are you doing? Like, this is not like you. You don't do stuff like this." I'm like, again, ladies and gentlemen, you know what I say. I say y'all this all the time. Like, when somebody done had enough, they tired of being on bull jive, they tired of being booked like they're a bull jiver, and they don't know where else to go, turn them heel. That's the name of the game. Look at Jack Perry. Turn him heel. When you don't know what else to do, turn him heel. That's the name of the game. You turn everybody heel, but it's always about the story progression and how better off does this make them. Does this heel turn better off help AR Fox in the long run? We'll see. I don't know. Like I said, just because this is AEW and I quote unquote seem to be giving Tony Khan praise when it's concerning our booking, still don't actually get me to jump right on board. Because remember, ladies and gentlemen, Swerve been losing like crazy. He's been losing like a straight jack in the box. And he's actually had 2 back-to-back wins, which is, I mean, great. That's amazing, because I sure didn't see it when I get there. But AR Fox is aligning himself with the Mogul Embassy. Prince Nana gave that man the shirt. Darby is upset. I'm assuming it's going to lead to some big dumb man tag team match, because you know Keith and them are going to get involved some kind of way. But like I said, man, the match, it was decent. Listen, man. Look, OC's, I tell y'all all the time, he's a great wrestler. AR Fox is a great wrestler. But again, when you constantly open your show with the same old, it just can't, people will tune you out. I'm done. I'm done. I'm finished. I'm tired of OC opening up the garbage show called Dynamite. Yes, I said it. When you keep opening up your shows with this clown, it ain't gonna work. And it's getting frustrating, man. I'm like, I can't with OC. I'm getting tired of it. So after all is said and done, after Darby and AR got into it, and he joined all of that. Well, actually, he didn't join Mogul Embassy yet. I'll talk about that, because I'm jumping the gun. I'm all over the place right now. Forgive me. Moxley comes out of nowhere and just straight lays out OC, and the fans just go nuts. Now, if this is telling me that Moxley is about to become your next AEW International Champion, well, if this keeps both of them off TV, and you know Moxley love going overseas. Moxley stay going overseas. So if this is going to keep a way for him to stay off TV and go overseas, where we don't have to see him on TV bleeding all day, great. And then if OC want to stay at the back book matches, fantastic. I ain't got a problem with it. So if this is going to be the feud that we're getting ready to start, if this is the beginning of the end of OC as the international champion, so be it. I'm tired of it. I'm ready for it to end. It's been a long time coming. He's had a somewhat strong, decent run. Tony Khan has had such a love affair with this cat. Doesn't make sense, but it is what it is on that. So it's looking like OC versus Mox is the way to go. That's what it looked like. So, I mean, if we would have got some clarity, if this was going to be the match going on All In, then I would have been like, okay, we got some clarity. We got a match. We got our first match set. I'm like, TK, what are you waiting on, man? What the heck are you waiting on? I don't give a care that you got 67,000 seats sold out. I don't care. The name of the game is building up your card so when we get there, everybody can be, oh man, your excitement level. I mean, it's about getting people excited. It's about getting people to care. And OC having his championship outside of the kids that love him. And if you're a grown man or grown woman that love OC, hey, kudos to you. But I'm telling you, as me, who is a OC guy, I'm tired of it. I'm finished. I'm ready for it to end. So, just talked about all that. Now, this segment was pretty good. So we got Chris Jericho, Renee, and Don Callis talking about what they've been doing and saying that, well, more likely most people think that, you know, we've joined in. I'm not trying to put no pressure on you, nothing like that, but we got a picture. They actually painted this man with Don Callis with the guy Bad News Bear. I think that was named Bad News or something like that. And it was Jericho and Don Callis on the horses, whatever. You know, we got the half man, half horse. And he's like, you don't expect me to carry this thing around and everything, right? So he said, look, check this out. He said, I know you want to tag team with Takeshita. He's a phenomenal talent. Just think about it. You and him as a tag team, that's great. So I decided to book a matchup for next week. It's going to be you and Konosuke versus your two young men, Sammy Guevara and Danny Garcia. And when he said that, Jericho's countenance changed like that. He said, excuse me? He's like, oh, listen. Now, this is good. I like this. I absolutely like this because it's story progression. Do you understand, ladies and gentlemen? I ain't like these idiots that love wrestling 24/7 that just want 15 billion matches all day. That's not how I move. I don't move like that. The story progression is what gets me excited. How the heck? Why should I care about what you putting on TV? Don Callis, Jericho situation. Now he's all control because he's like, oh dang. And it's going to get even worse for Jericho as we move on later in the show. But he said, hey, you already know. So I don't know how this matchup is going to play out, but it has my full attention. They're fighting because it's the story that backs it up. Those are his two pupils that was in the JAS with him. Now he's teaming with Konosuke Takeshita, and he's feeling some kind of way about it. I love it. Excellent. Yeah, this was great. Not that first stuff. Everything that happened in the first 26 minutes didn't give a rat's behind about it. And I think Aaron Fox is good. I think my OC's good, but I didn't give a rat's behind about the first 26 minutes. Didn't care. So we get a vignette of Hook chilling at the doggone subway, and you see the train goes by. You see him just sitting there, and then the train goes by again. He just disappears, and it says the word Hook. I don't know where they're going with this. I don't know, but you know it is what it is on that. So we get a backstage segment with the BCC talking about Pac and what they did to him at Death Before Dishonor, that if he ever decided to get involved with their business again, they're going to mess him up again. Then Moxley talked about what he going to do in the main event and all that stuff. And I'm sitting up and saying, we're having the main event because Cass got beef. I'm like, okay, if Cass got beef, I get it, but it's not leading to nothing. It ain't. Like, to me, I'm telling you, it's just, let's just have a match because for the sake of it. It's truly like that. I'm serious. That's what I feel like that's what the matches be. And the main event is a triple threat tag team match. It's the Lucha Bros, it's the Best Friends, and it's the BCC. That's what the triple threat match is. So then we get Tony Schiavone in the ring. Jack Perry comes out to the Beethoven music. Fans are booing the mess out of him. He got a shirt that says I beat Hook. And I'm going to be 1,000% with you. My man needs a mouthpiece. He needs a mouthpiece. I get it. I see fans already comparing, talk about he's better than Dominic. And I said, no, let me tell y'all something. He might be a better wrestler than Dominic, but listen, Dominic has the heel persona down pat. As much as I don't like him with this North American Championship, because I think it's just a travesty, him and him being in Judgment Day has elevated him. I mean, the fact that fools tune into NXT just to see what Dominic is doing, just to see what the Judgment Day is doing, you know. And I'm like, ain't no too many people really tuning in trying to check for Jack Perry. Let's call it for what it is, you know. Now, Jack Perry is definitely the superior wrestler. Let's call it for what it is. Like, let's make no mistake. These last couple of matches that Dom has had has been me at his best, and he's been carried in most of them. He was carried on Friday. Wesley tried to do something with him the previous week, and then Sammy tried to do something with him on Raw. But when it comes to character and being able to have that persona that every time he tried to talk, the fans boo the mess out of, to me, that's an up nod over Jack Perry. Jack Perry is just getting there. So I've seen people trying to make the comparisons. I'm like, look, or try to say greater than, less than, or whatever. I'm like, Jack Perry just turned heel. I think he needs a mouthpiece. I personally do. We see where it goes. So he was talking to him about how he beat the brakes off, and then he mentioned something about Taz and all this. And so Taz looked at him like he was going to do something. Then out comes Jerry Lynn. And I'm sitting up and saying, what the heck is Jerry Lynn doing out here? I'm like, of all people, Jerry Lynn. Now we know he's the old school ECW legend and all this stuff. So a matchup has been set up next week. We getting Jerry Lynn versus Jack Perry for the FTW championship. Now I don't know if it's gonna be FTW rules, which means anything goes. I don't know where this is leading. I've seen certain fans say that this might bring RVD on board. I don't know if RVD is a free agent. I'm not sure, but I'm hearing all kind of stuff. But like I said, man, I think, like I said, he needs to go to the school of MJF. Go to the school of MJF. Learn how to cut a promo. Like I said, I get it. He has it. Fans are booing the mess out of him. They hate the song. Got it. Boom. Great. It's just, you got to come across as believable, man. You had to. You can't just sit up here and like, oh, I'm a heel now, and you're supposed to boo me, and I'm supposed to get over because I'm trying to quote unquote cut a promo, even though this is what I said was the part what I absolutely hate to do. You got to be able to speak. You had to. That's one of the biggest goals of being a wrestler. One of the number one assignments the moment you become a wrestler, learn how to talk. Learn how to speak. Be believable when you hit that mic. When you hit that mic, okay, I believe what he says, or I believe what she says. Just keeping it 100% with y'all, man. Like I say, I don't chill out for this company. I know fools expect me to chill out because I always say I prefer AEW over WWE, but I'm not a shield. I don't shield. I don't shield for neither company. I just spit facts when I come to critiquing these wrestling programs that I see on TV. I got to keep it 100%. That's why I say, I'll keep it. Look, like I said, if you want a real, true perspective on what's going on with AEW from an AEW fan, come over to KCFL Rest of the Taste, because you're going to get nothing but the truth. I don't sugarcoat nothing. I know there's fools that don't want to cover AEW no more because a certain somebody is there. Yeah, but when it's, like I said, when it comes to me covering this company, I'm going to be 100% with you. Like I said, I give them praise when they doing great, but when they give us bull job like how they try to do tonight, got to be 100% real, man. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm kind of fluctuating right now with this Jack Perry situation. We'll see where it goes. I'm not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. I'm not finna do like other folk are doing right now. But like I say, as of right now, it's teeter. It's a teeter-totter situation right now. So, you know, because like I said, he said what he said about Taz, called him a dirtbag and his friends and all that stuff. So, like I said, I don't know what type of rules the FTW championship. I guess it's gonna be ECW rule. I don't know. So we get a promo from Miss DMD, and she addressed what Taya Valkyrie said, and she said that she's surprised that Taya Valkyrie called her out, and she said she was excited to get in the ring with her, but now she understands that, oh, I'm not just finna get in here even though I respect her and I admire her, but I'm about to beat her. And ladies and gentlemen, I got to keep it 100%. As much as I like both of these women, I like Brit, and y'all know I'm one of the biggest Taya Valkyrie fans out there. That matchup was big, and I'll get there when I talk about it. And speaking of matches that really didn't make no sense, I understand Gravity was on the Ring of Honor pay-per-view, but again, one of these matches, these I just put together makeshift matches. I said, you gotta have Pac look strong and all of that, but I'm like, makeshift. It's makeshift. Like, I don't really know who Gravity is. I know he was on the Ring of Honor pay-per-view, but it's makeshift. Makeshift matches that lead to nothing. Makeshift matches that lead to nothing. I can understand if this was like a squash match or something like that, but it's not. This was just to showcase how good Gravity is, and he's decent. He's pretty good. But it led to nothing. And I'm sorry if AEW fans gonna think I'm nitpicking, but I'm just being 100% with y'all, man. I need matchups that matter. What's the point of these clowns wrestling each other? Oh, so that we can see how good Gravity is? I'm like, dude, decent. He alright. But it ain't leading to nothing. It's not leading to anything. Pac beat the snot out this cat. And what are we left with? We left with nothing. Beat the brakes off of him. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now we get to the best part of the show, ladies and gentlemen. The best part of the show. Again, they carrying this show. MJF and Adam Cole are carrying this show on their backs. And it should not be like that, ladies and gentlemen. I hate that TK puts all his effort into one situation and then the rest of the show he just doesn't care. And it's frustrating, man. It is very frustrating because this is the same idiotic bullcrap that goes on in WWE land. You got fools out here going nuts talking about, oh man, I can't wait for Summer Joke. I'm like, I don't care about 2 matches going to Summer Joke. I'm being 100% with you. 2. I don't care nothing about Cody versus Brock. I was kind of on board with Finn versus Seth, but Finn is winning easy. And the question is, the only deal is, does Damian Priest cash in on him? That's it. And then, like I said, the Bloodline storyline. That's it. I don't really care about nothing else going on in Summer Joe. Nothing. And so here we go. The rest of the show was, like I said, all of this, hour one, a joke until we got here. Renee Paquette was talking to Adam and MJF, and they talking about everything that happened from last week. And they addressed everything. And let me tell y'all something. Listen, especially MJF. MJF rolled the mess out of FTR. He murdered Dax and Cash. Told them to get CM Punk's jockstrap out of their mouth. I say, dang. And then said that he disrespected how Dax talk. I mean, just clowned him. He clowned them for real. I said, man. And then Adam Cole told him, and let me tell y'all something. If you notice how Adam Cole was talking, he kind of was quivering how he was speaking, because that was a real shoot. Adam Cole and MJF outside of this are homeboys for real. I could tell you. You know when the chemistry clicks, you know when somebody is tight for real, and you know when somebody actually got beef. You know when somebody is playing, and when you know somebody is for real, for real. These two are bonded for real because they've been cool with each other for a long time. And they notice that they're good together. They absolutely know that this thing with the two of them has struck gold. And he told him, he said, no, real talk, man, listen, bro. I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, he said, when we first got paired together, I really didn't want to do this. It was not in my best interest. But, bro, you have become one of my best friends. I'm really meaning that. I seriously mean that, man, from the bottom of my heart. I'm serious, bro. MJF told that man, listen, bro. He said, you really mean that? He said, look, the situation that happened last week, man, he said, I apologize, man, because I know you thought he said, yes, I was eyeballing it, but, bro, I was just trying to hand it to you. He said, I didn't mean nothing wrong, man. He said, you know what, man? Look, he said, all is good, all is well. He said, you know what, bro? Listen. He said, regardless if win, lose, or draw, you getting your matchup. And it sounded like he said, you getting your matchup at All In. I said, well, about time. We got our first match announced for All In. I said, I don't know what TK was waiting on. I said, TK, let's go. We ain't got all day. Man. Fools want to pay for this pay-per-view. You want to sell out? You want to get close to 80,000? Start booking the matches. Don't take 15,000 years and wait till the last week and say, oh, this match has happened. This match has happened. You have Excalibur reading at the speed of Speedy Gonzalez over there. I'm like, no, that ain't how you do it. It's building up. Storylines freaking matter. Storylines freaking matter, man. Storylines matter. I feel like I'm saying it till I'm blue in my face. But he told that man, win, lose, or draw, you getting your rematch. I'm giving it to you. He told him. He straight told him. So that tells me, ladies and gentlemen, either one of two things. They not going to win, and they're going to stick together until whatever transpires at All In. Because this thing they done struck gold with this thing. This thing is great. This thing it's the best thing going for them. Why? Why is this the best thing going for them? I don't know, because storylines carry. It ain't just the wrestling. It ain't just having the personalities and all. It's the storyline that freaking matters. Not I gotta have 15,000 matches and I gotta do 18 billion spots and I gotta do all of this bull jive. No, sir. Out of nowhere, Roderick Strong came out of nowhere and said, Adam Cole, what the heck is wrong with you? Why are you trusting this devil over here? He said, you messing up our friendship. What do we have? He said, Max, and then he got in his face and called him a term, a CAW or something like that, because he been hanging out with Adam Cole a little bit too long. He said, he said, MJ, he said, give me a minute. He told him, he said, bro, I don't know what's your problem, man. He said, me and him got business that we got to handle. But he's turned into a very good friend of mine. And he could be one of yours too. But you over here on your bull job right now. I don't even really want to talk to you no more, man. He said, look, I'll talk to you behind later. We got to bounce. And then he looked at him. So that tells me right there, ladies and gentlemen, they not winning. Roger Strong is going to be the reason why they don't beat FTR next week. So right afterwards, FTR got an opportunity to respond right back to him. And their rebuttal was pretty much responding to what they said to him. And they pretty much said, we'll see y'all behinds on Saturday night. They really didn't say too much. They addressed them being disrespectful and all that. They said that y'all are clowns, y'all silly as heck. You disrespect me, you disrespect my wife and my daughter and everything, but y'all on some BS right now, and we gonna beat the living S out of y'all and all this stuff. Roderick Strong's gonna be the reason why FTR retain. I'm telling you right now, that's what's gonna happen. And so I think what it would do, I think it's gonna cause Adam Cole to go heel, and him and MJF are gonna be on some real heel stuff. They ain't gonna be baby faces because Roderick Strong was on some bull jive. So that still says we got the matchup. Now, MJF mentioned CM Punk because they are tight with FTR. They are pulling up on his show on Saturday. So this is probably what's going to start the build up, which is going to go into the very next pay-per-view, which is All Out. Right here in the backyard, right at the United Center. MJF versus CM Punk. Now, they said this is part 4. I thought this was part 3. So, we'll see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. But obviously, ladies and gentlemen, this carried the show for me right here. This is one of the segments that carried the show. Jericho, these three, with Roderick Strong doing his part, playing his role. So, match of the night. I honestly would have had this be the main event. I wouldn't have had that triple threat tag team. That wouldn't have been my main event. Darby Allin, Shane Swerve Strickland murdered the mess out of each other. They beat the bricks off each other. Nick Wayne was in Darby's corner. Prince Nana come out there dancing to Swerve's music, looking like a straight clown. Again, Swerve Strickland has the most craziest kick. Now, here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. One of the major reasons, even though this was an outstanding match, and yes, they told a story, and there was heavy story development because of what happened at the beginning of the show. I'll get there when I get there. However, Darby Allin is the number 1 contender for the TNT title, right? He has suffered 2 back-to-back losses. This is why these type of booking situations I wouldn't do. I would not be booking cats who cannot lose go against each other. This is the idiotic foolishness that WWE does on a regular basis. TK, you're starting to do this a little bit too much. Where you're putting together 2 clowns who cannot lose. Swerve has no business losing, and we know dang well Darby Allin has no business losing. These clowns beating the snot out of each other, tearing each other up. I mean, movesets out of nowhere, just doing all this dumb, crazy stuff. Y'all know how Darby Allin get down. Who comes out of nowhere? I talked about it earlier. AR Fox comes out of nowhere, helps Swerve win, get the victory, and he has aligned himself with Mogul Embassy. They gave him a doggone shirt, and I'm assuming, like I said, this is going to lead to some dumb big man tag team, or it's going to lead to something. So, obviously, this is the story progression. So, if we got any story progression, it's this. But still, we have no sign of Keith Lee. None whatsoever. Let's see. I think this stuff started about either last week or this week. There is a big-time, well-known celebrity with the same exact name as Keith Lee. He is a food critic. His brother is a former UFC fighter, if I'm not mistaken. His name is Keith Lee. Well, there was a dude who pretty much called him out and said that he was a racist. His name just so happened to be Shane Strickland. So a lot of people was wondering why Keith Lee and Swerve was trending, but they wasn't really trending because it wasn't them. It was the Keith Lee of the food critic world and this other cat named Shane Strickland. But outside of that, like I said, I mean, AR Fox has aligned himself with Mogul Embassy. We'll see where it goes. I know the world is going crazy. They going nuts about it. I'm like this, man. We turning everybody black into a heel. We don't really have no black baby faces that we can root on outside of Willow Nightingale. I'm like, where the black baby fella dude baby faces at? I mean, look, I like us being heels, but we got to root for some of us to actually be good. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't keep falling into this place where we don't know how to book black dude baby faces. We do it with Willow and them, but I'm sitting up here like, is this the go-to? Is this the go-to when you don't know how to book us? Like, it's because I feel like that's where they're going. I know a lot of people saying, "Oh man, you know," I'm like, no, I'm just being 100%. I got to keep it real. I had to. I can't sit up here and not tell you the bold-faced truth. Go in on WWE and how they do us, and then come over here and then be like, "Oh no," because I see the handwriting on the wall and I see it. I'm like, okay, he's with Mogul Embassy, but what is this? So that means we better get the booking like crazy with it concerning Keith Lee. We had to. Oh, so what you gonna do? Turn him heel and he gonna join Mogul Embassy too? Should be 100% with y'all, man. I gotta keep it. I got to be fair. I got to be 100%. I got to be 100%. I thought, like I said, obviously this was the best match of the night. I mean, Swerve and Darby, great. And it was, and like I say, Shane, he needed it. Swerve needed it because Swerve lose 24/7. And these two fought each other like 3 times. This is the 4th time, and Swerve has lost all 4. So now, like I say, Darby, on the other hand, has looked like a joke because he's lost back-to-back weeks. And I'm like, you got to start rebuilding him back up because in 5 weeks he goes against Luchasaurus. I'm about to say Lucha Underground. Luchasaurus. You know what I mean? So, like I say, when you book yourself into these goofy corners, it kind of is like a, somebody had to take the fall, and it's unfortunate that Darby had to, and that's why I was like, Darby shouldn't be losing, and then we know dang well Swerve should be losing. So, which way do you go? But it is what it is on that. So, another backstage segment. We got Chris Jericho with, I don't know if it was Tony Schiavone, was it Renee or was it Tony? One or two. Let's see, it was Renee. Okay, so we got Renee talking with 2.0, a pregnant Taya Conti, Darby, Jungle Whip, Jack Perry's lady, Anna Jay. So, and they all sitting up there talking about what's going on with Jericho, and they looking at him like, what the heck are you doing? And he's sitting up there like, what y'all guys looking at me for and all this stuff. And they said, we're going to have ourselves a meeting. So they went in the room, and every member of the group, they expressed their frustration with Jericho. They said, Angelo said, you gave me this knife, man. I don't want to give it back. He said, you made me into something, man. And then Taya was like, what the heck is going on? Like, and then Anna Jay was like, you're selfish and all this stuff. And then Daddy Magic was like, bro, just like what Jake, that's his real name. Jake, you all know what I'm talking about. Jake Hader. What he said. Like, if you ain't going to be 100% with us, what's the point of us even being in the group? So all of them walked out the room with Jericho just sitting there looking goofy. And I'm like, story progression. I said, we need a whole lot more of this. And we need, listen, yes, you can have your wrestling in between, but the matches that are on the show must matter. They must make sense. Don't want no random Joe Schmoes out here trying to have a banger at the banger. That's not how I move. I don't move like that, ladies and gentlemen. I want to see story progression heavy. Now, I'm not talking about doing it like what WWE and them do, because they don't even know what they're doing over there. I'm talking about story progression that makes you say, I can't wait till next week. But yeah, they walked off. So then we got a whole bunch of commercials going into what's finna happen on Collision. You got my man sitting up there talking. They talked about what happened with Daddy A leaving the Acclaim. They sitting up there like, what the heck does this mean? Just, getting everybody like, oh, what does it mean? We don't know. So then we get Brit versus Taya Valkyrie. Love the both of them, man. Love the both of them. Brit is the woman. She is the girl. She runs that company. Taya Valkyrie just got there. But ladies and gentlemen, this was one very mid-man match. Mid. And it really brought no story progression. If there was any story progression with the women, this matchup would have mattered. You could have put a stipulation on this matchup, and I probably would have cared a little bit more. Even with it being mid, I would have cared more. Nothing. You was just on the show just to say that the women was on the show. And doing this matchup, you got somebody holding up a sign that said, book the women better. And they caught it right on TV, so you know Tony Khan seen it. That was a direct message to Tony Khan. Book your women better, man. Story, I don't give a care if everybody's out. Story progression is the number one key. What are they wrestling for? Why? I don't just want you to say, well, we wrestling because we got to win. No, because that's what the E do. They do that stuff. You know, you make it make sense. Nothing. Brit got her with the lockjaw. That was it. Nothing. No story progression. No nothing. So then what TK decided to do? Oh, I got you. We getting a rematch again as if we didn't see this match about 15,000 times. We got Nyla Rose versus Hikaru Shida talking about if they win, either one of them win, get Tony at All In, I guess. So what was the point of Brit and Taya fighting for? You don't ever see Shida, and Nyla Rose is just there to job to everybody. Nyla actually used to be on something when the show first came on, when they first started. Now, Nyla Rose is just enhancement talent. It's called it for what it is. Nyla Rose is enhancement. That's it. That's it. So, you know Hikaru Shida, and they both cut their promos on each other like they going to whoop each other, beat the brakes off each other. But so, I guess TK was trying to get some story progression with the backstage promo, video package promo, but I mean, we seen this match like 15 million times. These two was feuding like all day long. Gotta be real, man. We gotta keep it 100% over here, man. I try my best to keep it 100% with y'all. I try not to sugarcoat, try not to bite my lip. I try to be as open, as honest as I can about this company that I've been watching for, 4 years now. Get better. Yeah, number one contender. So now we got a number one contendership, another battle royal. We just had a battle royal last week. We got another one. TK, you do these battle royals so much that they don't mean anything in this company. You had a freaking triple threat tag team match. For what? At the end of your show. And then we having a doggone tag team battle royal on Rampage to determine the number one contenders for the tag team titles. So whoever wins between FTR and MJF and Adam Cole get whoever win this battle royal crap. I actually would have cared more if Bullet Club Gold was in it. If Bullet Club Gold was in that, then I say, well, you already know who winning. Easy. But again, I feel like Tony Khan had 12 battle royals a year. 12. He should have. I will tolerate 2. 2 battle royals. This circus clown got to have 12 a year because he don't know what he doing. It's atrocious, man. It's atrocious. I'm like, bro, what the clown? Like, that's not how you book when you don't know what you're doing. It's the syndrome. Like I tell y'all, I got to get everybody and their mama on this show because if I don't, then people gonna be mad at me. And I'm like, no, bro, you get yourself some structure. You get yourself a backbone and tell them circus clowns, no, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna book it this way. I'm not finna sit up here and make another doggone battle royal when we just had a battle royal last week on Rampage. We having another one. I'm like, it's terrible booking. They have too many battle royals, y'all. I feel like they have a battle royal day in there every other month. It's too many. This fool back to back. And then you got the circus clown, Excalibur, and them on commentaries hyping it up like it's about to be off the channel. Let me tell you. So anyway, they showed us what's going to happen in the ladder match promo for Buddy Murphy and Andrade Idolo about that doggone mask. Congratulations to my man Roosh, who just signed a long-term contract. He actually tried himself. He told TK just sign me for 1 year because I actually want to test myself to see if I can make it, if I can swim with the big fishes. And apparently he has some situations going on, like I said, with his wife. Just his wife just gave birth to his baby girl, and he signed it. I saw the video. You know, TK loves wrestlers. You know, he always hugging everybody and all that stuff. But kudos to Roosh. I believe Roosh is going to be the reason why Andrade go over again. Now, if he doesn't, then I don't know. Because Andrade did beat Buddy Matthews on the debut episode of Collision. So, I don't know. I have no clue. So, I'll definitely be tuning in. So, now we on to the main event. The pointless main event. Oh, but beefing from Ring of Honor, different for his honor. That's Ring of Honor. This is not AEW TV. What are you having this doggone triple threat tag team match for? Just because? You see, I want my main events to matter. And we didn't even get a backstage promo from the Elite. They legit took off. They all took off. They took off. They literally said, we ain't pulling up. We not showing up. And I get it. You was just in the doggone blood and guts match. But at least Moxley them showed up. And you know Moxley can't help himself. He bleed every 5 seconds. We got the best friends, Chucky T, Trent Beretta, Blackpool Combo Club, which is Claudio Moxley, Lucha Bros, Penta El Zero, Ray Phoenix, with Alex Abraham in their corner. And I've seen these clowns wrestle each other 15 million times. They starting to get on the same playing field as WWE when it comes to rematches. Let's call it for what it is, ladies and gentlemen. I tell y'all all the time, I like rematches, but if you spread this stuff out. I listen. Y'all know me. I want to come on here and I want to be like, I want to do this for several weeks straight. Well, I'm coming on here and I'm doing I'm just very bare minimum critiquing of TK on bull jive when he's on bull jive mode. I want to come on here and be like, man, this is a fantastic Dynamite. This is a fantastic Rampage. This is a fantastic Collision. No. I can't do that. Trent Beretta and Chucky T got screwed again thanks to their very own guy, the guy who is the AEW International Champion, Orange Cassidy, whose music went off, by the way. They didn't need to do that. But that's Tony Khan because he loves Orange Cassidy. He can't help but push Orange Cassidy to the freaking moon. He's been pushed way too much. He's overexposed. He came out there basically getting to it with Moxley. Obviously, repaying the favor because Moxley laid him out, so it's only right. But you didn't have to have the music go off. You could have been secretive about it. I mean, it wouldn't have been secret because the fans would have been making noise. But the fact that you announced to the world, I'm here, overexposure. And because of that, Trent Beretta got laid out by the Lucha Bros. I believe it was Penta. Got the pin on Trent Beretta. So afterwards, everybody started beating the brakes off each other. Then, as the show was going off, you hear Excalibur mention that it's going to be a triple threat falls count anywhere or free for all on the 200th episode of Dynamite between Penta, Trent, and Moxley. So it's continuation. I get it, it's to be continued, but it's where does it lead to? See, it would have made more sense if they would have told us off the map that Moxley has Cassidy going into All In. It would have made more sense, but they didn't tell us anything. They just told us what more than likely that's going to be the main event of Dynamite next week. The triple threat between a half of the members of that was in this tag team match. Rematch City, ladies and gentlemen. Rematch City. And that's how Dynamite went off. And I sat there and I said, TK must have watched Monday Night Raw. He saw SmackDown from this past Friday, and he said, I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to try to have a mid off, too. I'm going to make sure Dynamite is mid as heck, too. Oh, yeah, he did. I'm like, what the heck are we doing, bro? We are 4 weeks away from All In. 5 weeks away from All Out. And this is the crap that you decided to put on TV? This is the filth that you decided to give us, Tony Khan? And I know Moxley fans gonna be mad at me and all this, and I know Cassidy fans gonna be mad, but I just gotta tell y'all the bold-faced truth. Where the heck is this going? Where the heck is this going? See, if we could understand, if the matchup that we got meant something, then I said, okay, it makes sense for them to do the match. But that was just them to get Moxley on TV, to get the Lucha Bros on TV, to get Claudio on TV, and to get Trent Barretta and them on TV, and then to make sure OC came back out there again. I'm here. I'm the lazy man. I'm here. I know you seen me earlier, beat the snot out of AR Fox, and it caused him to go heel. I'm here to punch Moxley. Mid as heck. I'm like, 4 weeks. We got 4 Dynamites until we get to All In now. It was 5 until tonight. 4. I'm tired of Collision carrying this company because as of right now, Collision is starting to carry this company. Whether people like the main star of Collision or not, Collision is carrying this company, ladies and gentlemen. It's carrying this company. Adam Cole and MJF can only do so much, and more than likely, their storyline is coming to a close as them being a partnership. When they're selling out, the merch is selling like crazy. I probably would keep this going to All In just to keep it going, but you just can't have one thing carry your company. You just can't. And don't get me wrong, WWE is doing it with the Bloodline, but I'm like, don't fall into that same category because that's exactly what these circus clowns are doing. You don't want to fall into a place where the Bloodline is the only thing that's carrying WWE. Judgment Day is overexposed. And whatever else is happening is, Cody Rhodes is going nowhere. He might as well become Stardust again at this point. I know he got a doggone documentary that's finna come out, but I'm like, so then like I said, we come over here and you think this main event, I'm excited to see that? No. No story progression. Yes, they showed us highlights of what happened on Blood and Guts, but nothing. This show is supposed to carry us into next week. And you listen, yeah, I get it. The main event is set for next week because of what happened at the end. I get it. But it's nothing. It means nothing to me. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And fans get mad at me. You can be mad all you want. But somebody got to tell you the truth. Somebody got to sit up here and be honest and think about this doggone company instead of sit up here shield all day, hop online, talking about wrestling is back and all of this and shilling all day for all this other crap that don't make no type of sense. Man, I done went way too long. I know this. I try to make my videos where they anywhere between 39 to 40 minutes, but I done went over an hour. I got to speak the truth. I got to tell the truth when I review this stuff. Keep it 100% with y'all all the time, man. Hey, if you're new to the channel, y'all know what to do. Hit that doggone subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. Hit the comment section up. I know a lot of people going to be in this comment section today talking about who knows what, but I will talk to y'all cats later. This is your boy, KCFL King Self for Life Wrestling Takes. Holla at your boy.